when I bought the boat, all the lines, and they were just too short and very, very old. So it was part of my plan to get my boat rigged for shorthand sailing, single-handed sailing. Not that I necessarily want to single-hand sail always, but knowing from experience that if you own a boat and you don't have a partner, then if you want to go sailing, you need to be able to do it by yourself. Otherwise, you're just not going to utilize the boat very much. And with 3 children, with their growing decisions about what they want and don't want, then this year I succeeded in getting everything in place for single-handed sailing, exchanged all the wiring and the ropes. Last year I installed a rolling generator, a furlex. A good friend of mine, luckily, she's a sailmaker, and the loft where she's working, he had this demo model of a furlex that he wanted to sell cheap. So that's kind of the way that I get my boat upgraded, is by wanting and waiting until I find good deals for what I need. Also the same, the internet is perfect because I can just compare and then find the lines, etc. that I do want for my boat. So right now I am shortening the main sheet because it's way too long. Very recently I instead of buying lazy jacks, I created them myself with a flag line for $5. Look at the internet to see different ways of doing it. So I'm very pleased with that. And what I discovered also after installing, or having a friend of mine help me or install this excellent Gerhauer and a second-hand recycled winch. Then today it's time to get the details sort of organized so that it becomes easier to use. So I'm shortening all the lines, and for that I also went on the internet, because so far for crimper flex or burning lines so that they stick, I have used a lighter. But there's a young couple sailing, I don't even remember what their YouTube channel's called, but there was one episode where they recommended things that they had found out their first years of sailing as really great helpers. And this sort of crème brûlée burner that I bought for, I don't know, $7? And then I bought a refill also. It's brilliant. So this is going to make it so much easier from now on, that I sort of get all these last details organized so that they're actually handy. So now my main sheet is short and long enough, because the old one was 1 meter too short, so I couldn't really get the boom out when we were sailing with the wind from behind. What I learned with this rope is that it's very, very stiff, and I also use it to hoist the mainsail. Yeah, no, this is the mainsail halyard actually. The sheet is over there. And it's so stiff that even though I now installed the lazy jack, it only falls halfway down by itself because the rope is too stiff. So my plan is, when I sort of demast it, I will take the hole from the genoa, which is a very soft rope, and it's just hanging there because there's a rolling genoa that stays up there all season. Then I'll exchange the 2 lines, because the stiff one can easily hold the furling, and then I assume that when I exchange the 2 lines, then my mainsail will fall all the way down to the lazy jacks. I have not yet created the lazy cradle, which is sort of a bag, a sail bag, where you just let the main sail fall down into, and then you zip it. And I haven't done it yet, but it's in the progress, it's in the planning. So right now I still have the old cover, the old main mast cover, and it turns out that first of all it's made many years ago, where they really make excellent quality. So it's solid, it's bomb-proof. So what I have constructed is that I'll take that and I will cut it where it's now assembled. Then I'll add some material, put in the zipper that I bought through my friend for, again, I think $12. I'll put in the zipper and the extra material, which I also got, a recycling part that she has. And then I'll take my old mainsail, that's another story, where I already cut out sort of the line that is fed into the boom, and I'll attach the mast cover. I'll attach that to that line, feed it through the boom, and then from an upcycled jurney from last year that also blew out during the winter. I take the line that's it's new, because it originally it was one with the sledges that got transformed by my friend again. So I have a very stiff front line that I will sew into the edge of my old boom cover, mast sail cover, so that I create a lacy cradle that still has the stiffness in the sides, where I can then attach the lacy jacks and then easily sieve it. So one of the first rainy days after the long Danish summer, that's what I'm going to do. There's a sail loft in our sailing club, and they do have the sewing machine. I have a very cheap sewing machine back home, where I spent the winter sewing cushions from my blown out old sails, so that they really fit the color scheme of the boat. With the sails, before Corona, I knew that this should be the season for new sails. Then Corona hit, and I don't know how to make money, because I'm an international motivational speaker, speaking for big companies, gathering their leaders from other countries, and I don't think that's going to happen again in my lifetime, not at the level where it was at least. So what to do? The guy who found out that my sail was loose this winter, very sweet guy, he said that he actually had an old jurney if I wanted that, and I had a look at it throughout the winter, and I thought, okay, if you can spare it, I would really love it. It's red, so it's really old, solid material, not very worn, and I let my friend, the sailmaker, look at it to see if it was worth sort of upcycling, and she said definitely there's at least 5 years life still in that jurney. So I got that made for free. So now I have my new upcycled rolling jurney that fits the color scheme of the boat, red, for free. Good friends, big hearts. And my mainsail, which was absolutely trashed and blown out, I looked at all the cheap sites, Facebook groups, etc. Looked at different sails and found a big sail for $50. And I didn't have a clue, but I thought, again, $50 at least. If I can't use it as a sail, I will be able to make cushions or bags or something really decent, nice with it. I went to pick it up, and I drove directly to Anna, my sailmaker friends, who was absolutely stunned by the quality of a $50 sail. So she has been so, again, helpful that she has converted it now to my new upcycle mainsail for $50, and it's with a loose footing, and I haven't tried that before, but apparently that's a new trend, and it works at least as well as as the old system with the steady footing. So again, in these Corona times, and trying to really transform my 4,000 euro boat into a blue water cruiser. I got sails,